First of all, do you guys think YouTube is gonna have a problem with my epic highlight stick back there? It's too good, I gotta take the risk. Second, we're gonna go through this ADOR, MINHEJIN versus HYBE situation, but try to do it in a streamlined, clear, digestible way in order to understand the gist of what's going on. This all started when it was confirmed that HYBE will be auditing the executives of NewJeans label ADOR and requesting their CEO MINHEJIN to step down. Apparently, HYBE received a tip-off and found evidence that MINHEJIN was attempting to orchestrate ADOR's exit from its parent company behind their backs. This audit resulted in details coming out, including accusations of MINHEJIN attempting to manipulate public opinion of HYBE and their artists, approaching NewJeans' parents about this exit plan, using the girls as leverage, and much more. Of course, Dispatch now gets involved, revealing MINHEJIN has wanted to break away from HYBE for a very long time now, secretly approached outside investors, and used HYBE employees to steal and leak sensitive information. In response to these allegations, MINHEJIN claimed to have been afraid that NewJeans was going to be taken from her due to ILLIT's debut, accusing Bang Si-hyuk and HYBE of plagiarizing NewJeans. ADOR stated this concern was brought up to HYBE, but was basically pushed aside. They've decided to state their position after discussing with their lawyers and the NewJeans members to protect NewJeans' image, their cultural achievements, and from further plagiarism. The night that all of this broke, someone released a photo of the HYBE building taken at 1:30 a.m., seemingly, quote, extra awake and probably in panic mode. The next day, MINHEJIN does another interview where she denies meeting with outside investors, denies trying to gain more power or money, comparing these actions to the 50-50 situation, quote, I would never do something so stupid. In the midst of all this, NewJeans' comeback was surprisingly confirmed to be moving full steam ahead, and the members were also going on with their schedules as usual. After all the back and forth accusations, HYBE then announced they will be officially pressing charges. The audit found enough tangible evidence that MINHEJIN ordered ADOR personnel to research ways to pressure HYBE into selling off their ADOR shares, and revealed, by the way, she used a shaman to make business decisions. HYBE reassured that they plan to support the NewJeans members any way they can, mentally and emotionally. This is when MINHEJIN decided to hold an emergency press conference. We can't go over everything or everyone that she brought up, but she basically starts by claiming her innocence, that this isn't a breach of trust because she didn't betray HYBE. HYBE were the ones who treated her unfairly and betrayed her. MINHEJIN explains she was brought in by Bang Si-hyuk to create the label's first girl group and to, quote, crush aespa. However, Bang Si-hyuk debuting LE SSERAFIM first blocked and caused a delay with NewJeans. And speaking of LE SSERAFIM's label Source Music, she went on to deny that she had any part in the abrupt disbandment of G-Friend. She even addressed the shaman accusations, saying, she is my friend. Can I not have a shaman friend? I had to get therapy because of HYBE, and she was someone there to listen. MINHEJIN revealed that the NewJeans members called her last night, crying for 20 minutes because they felt bad for her. That it would be so sad to leave NewJeans to HYBE, who are like her children. Following this, Source Music put out a statement condemning the untrue and disrespectful claims that were made about their artists without regard for decency. And then HYBE put out a statement also refuting MINHEJIN's claims, including the explanation that LE SSERAFIM debuting before NewJeans was not their intention, and even a byproduct of MINHEJIN's request for full control of their debut. They even brought up the fact that she has publicly stated she didn't want to rush the debut as it wouldn't be beneficial to the girls. This is a good checkpoint and bookmark. I have to draw the line somewhere. I gotta get this video out, man! And I'm sure we'll pick up right where we left off in next Friday's video. And of all the weeks for HYBE, this one had another situation regarding ILLIT that BELIFT Lab had to address. The girls recently held a live broadcast on Weverse to reveal their fandom name Lily with double L's matching their group name. Well, a couple of concerns were immediately brought up, one being that the fandom name is the same as a currently active of Idol. Of course, NMIXX is Lily. The other is that it's too similar to what fans of Blackpink's Lisa, and Lisa herself calls her fans Lilies. The uproar actually resulted in BELIFT Lab putting out a statement saying they've revisited the matter upon reviewing the concerns that have emerged, and a new name will be chosen and announced at a later date. Let's step away from HYBE for a bit because this next story is not one I thought I would hear with a virtual K-pop group. PLAVE CEO recently held a press conference in Seoul where he had to address the concerns regarding the safety of the artists behind PLAVE. Apparently, some people are attempting to find and stalk the guys at their homes, as well as visiting their company building. The CEO confirms they will be enhancing security protocols. And don't worry, we also have some positive PLAVE news coming up. Another headline I wasn't expecting to see was that Girls' Generation's HYOYEON, APINK's BOMI, Secret Number's DITA, and Im Na-young had their passports confiscated and are being held in Bali by authorities for filming without a permit. Apparently, the production staff did not obtain the necessary permissions, resulting in the girls and 30 other crew members being investigated. As of this recording, that's the only information we have. I guess a silver lining is that we do have some positive news regarding APINK's BOMI later on. But before that, as usual, the last part of the more serious section of the video is regarding idols' health, or ones we might not see for a while. After a couple of weeks of us talking about NCT's RENJUN responding to criticism and hate online, SM has announced that after visiting the hospital due to experiencing symptoms of anxiety, RENJUN will be going on hiatus to focus on his health. This also means he'll be missing NCT Dream's concert taking place in May. CRAVITY's WONJIN will also be sitting out of activities after he was recently diagnosed with laryngitis. Unfortunately, FNC announced that Cherry Bullet would be disbanding after 5 years. Haeyoon, Jiwon, Remy, and May terminated their contracts, while Yuju, Bora, and Cherin will continue their individual activities under FNC. And just a quick note, a report did come out saying Kep1er would also be disbanding when their contracts are up in July. However, WAKEONE quickly responded, saying they are still in discussions with all their respective agencies and are currently preparing for Kep1er's new album. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the positive things in K-pop that we can celebrate this week. It's been a huge few weeks for ATEEZ after making history and delivering us multiple viral moments because of their performance during both weekends at Coachella. ATEEZ continued to blow up the headlines, throwing the first pitch at the famous Dodgers Stadium. I know this was especially a big deal not just for fans, but also the members. Yoonho talked about how this would be an unforgettable day as a baseball fan himself, and Jungho has actually talked about wanting to throw a first pitch because he used to always go to the ballpark with his brother and dad. But it didn't end there, because on top of this, ATEEZ not only announced their comeback, but their first ever North American stadium shows, a goal they had actually set out a few years back. I'm also happy for APINK's BOMI and producer Black Eyed Pilsung's Rado, who confirmed their relationship this week. They've reportedly been dating for about 8 years now, meeting back in 2016, recording APINK's song Only One. For those who don't know him, Rado is part of Black Eyed Pilsung, the producing duo responsible for a bunch of hits with Miss A, Sistar, Changha, and many of the early Twice songs that would blow them up to prominence. Rado is now also known for Stacy, which also connects many dots now that we look back in hindsight. We've had so many great returns lately. Last week, we talked about iChillin's Chowon being taken to the hospital after getting hit by a foul ball at a baseball game. Thankfully, KM Entertainment has informed us that her condition has improved greatly and that she's been cleared to return to activities. Definitely glad to hear Drippin's Changuk has recovered from his respiratory disease and will be returning to group activities. Of course, last week we mentioned Lay's new song, and how good is it to see him perform on Korean music shows again after so long. It's also so good to see SHINee's Onu back on stage, looking healthy and happy after his health hiatus, and after going through a tough legal battle and then a tragic personal loss, Samuel is also finally back in the industry as well. Speaking of coming back, this week's releases included the debut of TIOT and Pick Us from the Survival Show fan pick, another pre-debut release from Artemis, Zero Base One's pre-release, Jay Park's new song, the song Jackson and BB performed at Coachella, the solo debut of NCT's Doyoung, along with the solo debut of Idol's Oogie. Cuban released her new collaboration single with Nell's Kim Jongwon, and another awesome collaboration with Zico's new song featuring Blackpink's Jennie. This week's music show winners was a story of two groups. Boy Next Door won the trophy on The Show, Show Champion, and Music Bank, while ILLIT took it home on Music Core, Inkigayo, and M Countdown. On top of those wins, ILLIT also achieved their first career perfect all kill. You may have noticed also on music shows, the debut of Big Ocean. An awesome thing to note is that they incorporate sign language into their choreography, hoping to make music accessible to everyone. Congrats to PLAVE, who held their first fan concert both online and offline, which sold out. Such a unique looking experience, achievement, and visual, at least in the K-pop world. I think this is only the beginning, and we'll be seeing even more innovation sooner rather than later. This is more bittersweet. BB Girls' contracts have ended with Warner Music Korea. The good news is that they will be continuing as a group, now under their own company. The sad news is that it'll be without member Yoo-jung. The girls wanted to respect her decision to embark on a new journey in life. And while it is so sad to hear that Alice's Sohee will be retiring from the industry, she is also starting a new journey in her life, confirming her plans to get married. And finally, actress Kim Yoon-ji, or as I'm used to calling her, singer NSUnji, recently shared the next chapter of her life and a new name to go along with it, Mom, as she's now pregnant with her first child. Definitely add anything I didn't get to mention from this week in K-pop to the pinned comment. I'll see you next Friday, and remember, in life, it's not over until it's over.
약속해